Hello and welcome. If you're an engineer, an architect, or a developer, you know the new LEED version 5 is a serious game changer, especially for indoor air quality. In this technical explainer, we're going to break down what's new and how in really innovative technology, MESP is pretty much perfectly positioned to meet these tough new standards. All right, let's dive in.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with the new IAQ standard in LEED v5 and really get into those stricter requirements. Then we'll introduce a technology called MESP, show you exactly how it's the perfect solution, and talk about the competitive edge it gives you. And finally, we'll wrap up by looking at how this all helps to future-proof your buildings.
Okay, so first up, LEED v5. And look, this is not just some minor update. This is a fundamental shift in philosophy. It's putting the health and well-being of the people inside our buildings right up front and center. The bar for air quality has definitely been raised.
Now, the single biggest change here is the move away from occasional spot checks. Testing the air once in a while, that's out. LEED v5 demands continuous, data-driven monitoring. This means we have to be proactive about managing air quality every single minute of every single day. And honestly, that changes everything about how we need to design our systems.
So what does this new focus on health actually look like in practice? Well, it comes with some very precise and, frankly, very challenging new performance thresholds that we all now have to navigate.
Just take a look at this number. To earn just 2 credits, the concentration of PM 2.5, that really fine, nasty particulate matter that gets deep in your lungs, it has to be at or below 12 micrograms per cubic meter. And this isn't some random number they pulled out of a hat. It aligns directly with World Health Organization guidelines. So yeah, it's a serious benchmark to hit.
And it's not just about the superfine particles. For the larger PM10 particulates, the standard is now 50 micrograms per cubic meter for a single credit. It's a really comprehensive approach, you see. They're targeting multiple threats to our health.
This table really lays out the new landscape for us. You can see the particulate thresholds we just talked about, but look at the other key requirements. MERV 13 filtration, that's now basically the baseline expectation. Compliance with ASHRAE 241 for managing infection risk, you get rewarded for that. And that continuous monitoring we mentioned, it can contribute up to a whopping 12 points. That's huge.
So this brings us to the million-dollar question, right? We know that higher filtration, like MERV 13, traditionally means higher airflow resistance. It's like trying to breathe through a much thicker mask. That forces your HVAC fans to work way harder, which just burns through energy. So you've got this direct conflict. You want amazing air quality, but you also have to meet your energy efficiency goals. How do you solve that puzzle?
Well, that question leads us directly to the solution. Let's talk about an innovative technology that was pretty much designed to solve this exact problem: microelectrostatic precipitation, or MSP for short.
So what is MESP? It's a type of electronic air cleaner. But the key phrase you need to remember here is minimal airflow resistance. Unlike those dense fiber filters that clog up the works, MESP uses an electrostatic field to literally pull particles out of the air. This lets it achieve incredibly high filtration efficiency without creating that huge pressure drop that just kills your energy budget.
And the way it works is actually pretty elegant and simple. First, as the air passes through, there's a charge grid that gives all those airborne particles a negative charge. Think of it like it's tagging them for removal. Then, these tagged particles flow into a collector module filled with electrodes that attract and capture them, basically scrubbing them right out of the air.
Okay, now we're at the heart of it. Let's connect the dots and see exactly why MESP isn't just some cool new tech, but why it's a purpose-built solution for the specific challenges that LEED v5 throws at us.
This slide just lays it all out, a perfect one-to-one match. LEED v5 says you need at least MERV 13. MESP delivers MERV 14 equivalents. Boom! Worried about energy savings? Its low-pressure drop directly cuts your fan energy use. Need those monitoring points? It integrates right into your building management systems. And infection risk? It's ASHRAE 241 compliant. You see? It systematically checks every single box.
So, being compliant is one thing. That's great. But adopting this technology goes way beyond just checking boxes on a form. It creates a real, tangible, competitive, and operational advantage for your building projects.
And let's not just talk theory, let's look at a real-world example. A high-rise in Shanghai integrated MESP into its HVAC system. And they didn't just meet the standards, they achieved a 25% reduction in energy costs, all while keeping their LEED Gold certification. This is proven, measurable savings.
So let's just quickly sum up the key advantages. With MESP, you're maximizing your lead points. You're enhancing occupant health. But here's a huge one for operations. It's incredibly cost-effective. The filter is durable and, get this, it's washable. That completely eliminates the ongoing cost and waste of constantly buying and throwing away disposable filters.
And that brings us to our final point. You know, choosing a system like MESP isn't just about meeting the standards we have today. It's about making a really smart, strategic investment in the long-term value and viability of your building.
If we look ahead, let's be honest, IAQ standards are only going to get tougher. Because MESPO is a modular and electronic technology, it gives you a scalable platform. It prepares your building for whatever requirements come next, and that protects the long-term value of your asset.
So as we wrap this up, I'll leave you with this question to think about for your own projects. At the end of the day, the air quality inside your building is a direct result of your design choices. With standards evolving this fast, are you making the most resilient and future-proof choice you possibly can? Thanks for your time today.